Okay, so I'm back from my trip to Kobe and Osaka, mainly for Karaja and Kobe, but Osaka is kind of like a little trip uh, for like a couple of days. Actually, was shorter because it's only like 6 or 7 days ish. Um, so I just wanted to give a bit of a review of my flight with Peach. It's an LCC low cost carrier. It's not the first time I taken a low cost carrier, but this is the first time I taken a long cost carrier for up to over 6 hours, and over it wasn't that great, to say the least. The check-in process from Singapore is from Terminal 2, and it sucked because the SATS, Singapore's side is handled by SATS. They handle the check-in, they handle the gate boarding process. All the Peach staff are all in the plane itself, and they do not get out of the plane. So everything on Singapore side is handled by them, and it sucked big time. I have this customized walking stick style car umbrella that I always bring along to like car events so far. And I always bring along because part of the theme, matching the theme. So of course I bring those things. And I was stopped by I did the check-in. I wasn't stopped at all. The upside of having sets doing the check-in process is that they are not very strict with your luggage, because there are restrictions with how much you can bring, how much you can carry, and everything. But they are very lax about it. But they are particular about my umbrella not being able to board the plane. That was the first time I've ever heard that I cannot board a fucking plane without my umbrella. I flew with every nearly all mainly made flat carriers, and they are okay with it. But somehow SATS decided to say, you can't bring an umbrella up on board." I was utterly surprised. It never happened to me before, and I nearly lost the umbrella. It was a very very embarrassing process because we had to go to the plane. Me and the staff had to go to the plane. Ask the staff. I asked the staff in Japanese if I could bring the umbrella on board. She looked at us like, "What the fuck are you fucking asking?" Like it's allowed, straight up. It's a rule. It's a fucking weird rule that SATs put up themselves. When and yeah, the process was shit. I hated it. The queue was long. It took me about an hour to check in. I came early as well. By right, they said they only check-in only opens at 2 hours prior to the flight. They open up in 3 hours prior. I reached there 2.5 hours earlier, and it's the long ass queue, and the check-in was slow. 3 counters open. By the time I got there, they down to 2, and it took me nearly 45 minutes to fucking check in. Fine, that's fine. Going to but the gate was really unacceptable. I think it's fucking stupid. There's never happened to me before. Never. You're allowed to bring they put it on the website. They are allowed to bring the fucking umbrella up the plane, and it's somehow a rule that this SATs decided to put up because they think that oh yeah, because they are in charge, I guess. But it was a fucking weird rule, and it kind of embarrassed me a lot because she was saying it in front of the fucking crowd at the boarding gate that I cannot bring the fucking umbrella on the plane, and we had to go to the plane, ask the staff, and the staff looked at us like we are asking a fucking stupid question. But yeah, it was fucking dumb. The whole process was fucking stupid. Fine. And the flight, I would say, is okay. The food was actually nice. I ordered the. Sorry, I didn't pay for this because I was so bummed out by the whole process and the bummed out by the process, so I didn't really take a lot of photos. But I got a Singapore chicken rice, but it was actually okay. The chicken was good. The rice has this crust where you put, like, for people who eat clay pot rice before over in Southeast Asia, the bottom part of the rice, the bottom part of the clay pot where it gets a bit crusty and everything. And that's what I got, and I fucking love it. And it was great. The chili was a bit weird. It's sweet chili. Not a fan of it, but I still ate it anyway. The chicken was great. The chicken was decently good. Uh, it cost $15, my money, my currency, $15, and that's. I mean, it's LCC. I can't really complain. Yeah. So I think the food's okay. It's not bad, but yeah. I'm kind of bummed out because the menu on board is so different than the menu that you order online. Like they had You had 3 dishes to choose from if you were to order online, but there was actually 4 or 5 dishes when you order on board. So if you order online, you fucked up. Basically, you got screwed over because the menu is actually a lot more bigger and they didn't decide to advertise it and completely for online reservations. Fine. But honestly, the ride was okay. It's for those aviation gigs, it's a Airbus A321 LR. It was actually a not bad plane. AC was cool enough. The plane was fully packed though. The boarding time is too short. We flew a little bit. Managed to fly on time. Managed to fly on time. Thank God. But it was actually very very tight. Everything is very very rushed. It was a boarding time of like less than 15 to 20 minutes, and that's a tight schedule. And then I've been actually kind of scared by the plane, but not by the plane, by the airline, because prior to my flight on the first, the flight prior has been late for an hour, half an hour to 1 hour. Some even flew as late as 4 a.m. My flight was supposed to fly at 2 something, and they had the 2 hour delay. So I was actually kind of scared, but luckily my flight flew on time, but she still managed to land late because of weather conditions, which I think, yeah, you shouldn't really blame the plane. We blame the pilots, but yeah, safety comes first. But yeah, things okay. And then now the part where I'm in Japan. We land in KIX Kansai International Terminal 2, and it sucked. It really sucked. There's nothing there. There's nothing to do there. It's a fucking small ass airport that looked like a fucking warehouse. It's sucked. Especially when you're trying to depart. The part where I was going to come back to Singapore, the flight was on time. Thank God. The check-in side is so much better in Japan. As there's a check-in machine, but you just have to check in your baggage manually, and that's the only slow part. But otherwise, it's pretty smooth. And funny enough, ANA handles the check-in for in the Japanese side. ANA, because they are the parent company of Peach. I asked him if I could bring the umbrella. She looked at me in the eyes like it's a dumbass question. She said, "Yes, fuck you, Sats." Basically, fuck you, and that's it. But the check-in process was pretty smooth. I got into the transit hall, but the transit hall really sucked. There's not enough seats, there's not enough tables, not enough chairs, because they happen to have 3 fucking delayed flights by Peach that snowballed the whole transit hall and make it super fucking packed. But thank God, by the time they opened the gates for my plane to get on board, I managed to escape the crowd, because it's gonna get a lot worse. They had 2 planes on delay. The third, there's another one flying soon. There's one more in Bangkok flying, and that crowded the whole transit hall so much. There's literally no seats, no chairs, no nothing. The restaurants are packed. The toilets are queuing even for the guys. Even for the guys are queuing. Terminal 2 is a disaster in KIX. So I am probably, if I were to fly to Osaka, I would probably never do it again. I will never fly LCCs again. Even Scoot lands in T1. And the reason why I chose Peach is because there's only 3 airlines that lands to KIX directly, and that's the SIA, which cost me 4 digits. It will cost me 4 digits to fly there in July. August. I'm flying on the 1st of August. I don't know why I say July. Scoot, which is just double the price of Peach. I only paid $300 for my Peach flight, including food, pretty much food and seat selection. Yes, seat selection comes with a fee, and that's only $5. That's fine. I don't care. I want to choose an aisle seat because I'm flying alone. I don't want to disturb other people when I want to go to the toilet. Oh yeah, and there's those who want to fly Peach. Beware, if you're on a full flight, you only have 4 fucking lavatories, so they are constantly full all the time. So you gotta be ready to find times where you're gonna hold your pee while queuing for the lavatories. The CA, the cabin attendants, the stewardesses are nice. They're great. Command of English could be improved, but I guess it's not a problem because I communicated mainly in Japanese to them, so it wasn't that much of a problem for me. But otherwise, I think it's good. Yeah, but otherwise the flight is actually overall okay. The flight is actually fine. It's just that the staff, it sucked big time for me. I didn't had a good time with handling service staff at my side, handling the terminals at KIX. And for those who are also to take note, if you're taking the train to KIX, if you were to fly terminal, if you fly Peach and you have to get to Terminal 2, good luck. You have to squeeze your way with a terminal to terminal bus. You have to go to Terminal 1. Your train ends at Terminal 1, and then you have to go find the bus to Terminal 2, and that takes time. luckily for me, because my hotel nearby has an airport bus service, so I could just jump onto the airport bus without trouble, and um basically directly drop me off at Terminal 2. Yeah, other than that, yeah. I I think Peach is decent. Just that the staff in Singapore side is as the terminal in Kansai International is a probably decent flight. The 321 Neos are new. They are quite quiet. They are their chairs are quite comfortable. They are not fully comfortable, but they are reclinable by a little bit. And the tray was decently sized, but yeah, bring your own entertainment. Bring your own. You can't use power banks up on board, but they have a USB-A port that charges pretty slowly, so don't expect it to charge quickly. Other than that, yeah, I think you're good for. I think for a 6 hour flight, yeah, I think it's a 6 7 hour flight. I think it's okay. Just that I don't like it. I probably will not fly again. I have nothing against the airline. I've just against the experience of going through the process of getting on board. But yeah, that's it. At most point, if I were to fly to KIX again, yeah, I'm probably have to splurge. Or please JL in a fly direct to KIX, please. Like SIA has direct flights to Fukuoka, has direct flights to KIX. Potentially New Chitose, and all this stuff. Like, come on, man. Like JL, step up. I don't want to transfer. I want to fly direct. It's Japan. It's only 6 hours. I don't need to transfer. Come on, yeah. So yeah, that's it. More videos about the coronation next. I didn't take a lot of photos this time around because I was it was too hot. I'm tan, by the way. Look at the watch. This is a watch where I wear my watch, and this is my actual tan. I got tan the whole time there. It was super hot. But yeah, don't expect a lot of photos. Maybe more videos talking about it, talking about the process and everything. But yeah, see you guys.